For the record, I never wanted to lie to you. But how do you tell someone that you're Spider-Man?
Peter Parker is back. But now, everyone knows that he's Spider-Man. So how will he deal with the fallout of his identity being revealed?
The problem is you trying to live two different lives. The longer you do it, the more dangerous it becomes. Be careful what you wish for, Parker.
We have your exclusive first look. This is the Spider-Man No Way Home Town Hall. With stars Tom Holland, Zendaya, and Jacob Batalon. Exclusively on SiriusXM Stars.
Spider-Man is in fact Peter Parker.
Here's your host, Jessica Shaw.
Welcome to a SiriusXM Town Hall about three kids just trying to get into college. Ooh. I'm Jessica Shaw, and I am here with three, at least on-screen MIT applicants, Tom Holland, Zendaya, and Jacob Batalon, better known in the Spider-Verse as Peter Parker, MJ, and Ned. I'm so happy to be joined by all three of you. Welcome.
Thank you for having us. It's our pleasure.
So this feels like a bit of an end of an era for me. Are you, and for me, for you guys too? Are you feeling this? Has it sunk in yet?
I don't know.
I mean, a little. I feel like we're kind of wrapped up all up in it right now. So.
Yeah.
I think once the film comes out a couple weeks later, we'll get that moment of like, wait, we're not gonna do that ever again.
Yeah. Because when you finish the movie, you're like, oh, well, we still have like a press tour,
right?
And it has to come out still,
right?
So we still had a little bit more time to hold on to it.
For sure.
Yeah.
Well, Spider-Man No Way Home is in theaters December 17th. So I guess the realization comes December 18th, and then you get to distract yourself with Christmas and New Year's.
Yeah. Right. Christmas
is
distract.
amazing, for sure.
We're going to need that.
All right. So tell me how the film was pitched to you guys, and how much did you know? Tom, let's start with you.
We were pretty clued in with this one. You know, Marvel and Sony at this point trust us very, with the secrets. And I know that everyone thinks that I spoil everything, but they did tell me all the secrets. And I sat down with John Watts. He pitched me the movie. At the time, the pitch was more of a concept of what he thought the film might look like. It wasn't until far later down the line that I got a script where I could really kind of figure out where my character was going and what the film was about. But it's always a very exciting time. It's an interesting situation to be in because, you don't have really any say. You have to do it. So it's very nerve-wracking when you sit down with someone and they're about to tell you what the next 2 years of your life looks like. Obviously, with Marvel and Sony, it's always delightful and really, you're always really excited to find out. But there is that aspect of like, I hope I like what they've come up with.
Yeah, and it's also, I remember when I first got told about this film, and I just was kind of like, I don't know, I was like, let me not get too attached to this, because it almost seemed too massive to actually be able to be done. Like, I was like, there's no way you guys are gonna be able to pull this off. So
which part of it? Just like incorporating all the villains,
and we have to understand that COVID is a thing as well. So there's just so many things, and it was just like the little kid in us. Like, I don't know about you, but when I first heard, I was like, no way that you're gonna be able to do that. Get all the villains back? Are you kidding me? From previous movies that we've grown up with, like, that just felt like that wasn't ever gonna be possible. So the fact that we're here today
is crazy.
is so crazy. Yeah.
Do they, Jacob, do they ask for it, like when they, I know that they, pitch you guys, everything, and they tell you what it's going to be. Now that you're 3 movies in, do you get, or I guess 2 movies in, when you got this pitch, do they allow feedback? Are you like, hey, I was kind of thinking that this could happen, and they're like, great idea, we'll incorporate that.
I think that John actually asked us a lot about our opinions on like how it should like finish, and like the sort of like how our characters' relationships sort of like culminate, and like how they sort of like end in a way. So that was really, really cool. But I think just like them, I feel like when I was told about it, I was kind of like, there's no way. There's like literally no way. That makes no sense. And then I didn't believe it until I actually read the script. So like that, I feel like made it feel more real.
Right.
But yeah, for sure, we definitely had.
Still skeptical.
Yeah, I definitely.
Absolutely.
I
I can't believe it till I
had
see
to
him.
like see them in person and actually believe it. But yeah, but yeah, he definitely asked for our input and things like that for sure. And yeah.
I want to say that the villains that are coming back, at least those that we know about: Green Goblin, Doc Ock, Electro, Sandman, and Lizard. Who needed the most refreshers? Because I mean, true story. Like I did, I was like, oh wait, oh yeah.
That's an interesting question.
They were so just like seamless.
Yeah, they were
literally
literally
fell right back into it.
It was so cool
Yeah.
to watch.
No, I'm not talking about
Kind of
them.
scary as well.
Yeah.
Oh, I watched all.
Yeah,
I
all of
did
them.
watch
Your co-stars.
Yeah, I watched all the old movies.
No, we definitely were really into it. I feel
we
like,
went
yeah.
back and watched them
Yeah,
all.
did a
and
little
did a little bit
marathon.
of research,
Yeah, for
and
sure.
we're all big fans of those franchises.
Absolutely.
So it was
We kind of knew.
yeah, we kind of knew
Yeah,
already.
I definitely,
and
yeah, for sure.
The best kind of homework is to be told, like, can you go back and watch all the Spider-Man movies? You're like, yes, I can do that.
That
Absolutely.
is so tough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I will
What a
I will
rough
manage.
What a
weekend we
hard
have ahead of
assignment.
us.
I know.
So was there like a Spidey film festival? Did you all watch together? Like, how did that go?
We didn't watch them together, did we?
No.
No.
We watched the other ones separately, but we did watch ours together.
We did, yeah.
yeah,
We had
for
a
sure.
film club
Yeah.
every week. We would get together in the studio we were shooting at. They had this big screening room, and we would book it out. And it was like a Wednesday, every Wednesday or something. After work, we would all get together and watch a movie, and someone would nominate the film, and it was fun.
I love that. What kinds of things did you watch?
We watched all sorts
We got all
of crazy
kinds of
stuff.
things.
Different genres for sure. I really liked Handmaiden.
Yeah. We did like a Korean cinema
Yeah.
spree where we did 3 in a row. Loads of different stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was
we
amazing.
watched tons of different movies, but we also watched our own.
Yeah, we watched Cherry, we
Cherry,
watched Malcolm and Marie, we
all
watched Spider-Man.
all really lit, by
Yeah.
the way.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh, I love that. Zendaya, I was a little bit worried that MJ was going to lose some of her edge in this movie because I was like, oh no, is she too
John
happy
would never
now?
allow that.
Yes, good, because I love her. I love her sarcasm and everything. Was that something? Was that a concern for you going in, that you felt like relief when you saw the script?
You know, I never have to worry about it. John is really, really on it. I mean, John was, hugely part of sculpting this, I guess, the MCU's interpretation of who MJ is, and it was really him when I first met with him for the first movie. That was like, I was like, he was trying to explain kind of the I guess demeanor of the character, and he was like, Daria. And I was like, yeah. And he was like Daria. And I was like, word, okay. But what's cool, I think, about these films and what's been special is like being able to take our time with them. And I like the idea that she starts off with, this tough exterior that needs to be broken down. And it's not until she has people in her life who she knows, loves, and cares about her for who she is that we're able to see in this film her like open up a little bit. So while still maintaining the sarcasm that we know and love, and the brutal honesty that we know and love. So it's about finding, I think, ways to grow and explore other facets of the character while also still maintaining who they are at the end of the day. So that was fun because, you want a complete arc. You want to be able to explore other things and not just let her be one-dimensional in that way. So that was fun. And John's great at that. So
Yeah.
it's lots of snarkiness coming still.
Good. Tom, tell me about the battle scene that was the most challenging for you.
That is an easy and a difficult question to answer because it's a huge spoiler for the movie. But what I can say is the style of fighting is very different to anything we've done in the past. It's very visceral and it's kind of brutal. Sony keep telling me, stop saying it's brutal, you're going to scare people away from the film. But it's true.
Be
like
scared.
It is kind of scary.
Be warned.
And, it's between Willem and myself. And, I remember when we were shooting that scene over the course of, 3 or 4 days, the last shot, John was like, just do the whole fight. Normally you shoot stuff in little sections. He's like, just do the whole fight from top to bottom. And we must have done it 4 or 5 times in a row. And when they called cut, we both just collapsed to the floor. I was just lying on the floor. And obviously in the Spider-Man suit, because it's so tight, it accentuates like everything. And my chest was like this. So that was tough from a fitness point of view.
Yes. Did all of this fitness prep help you prepare for playing Fred Astaire?
Yeah, I guess so. I'm going to have to obviously get the tap shoes back out and dust them off and start taking some lessons again, which would be very exciting. I think one of the best things about our jobs is when you're given the opportunity to learn something for a reason that's bigger than just you want to do it. Like I find like I play the guitar, But if I had a job where they were like, we need you to play this song, I would practice much harder, you know. So I'm very excited to try and tackle that role and tell his story, and it'll be exciting.
I learned tap during COVID.
You did?
I sure did.
What have you got? Let's see.
I got nothing. I got nothing that you're going to see. It's radio.
You can't just save it.
Hey,
Wow.
She's like, nope.
Yeah.
Jacob.
Listen, I'm seeing a lot of cameras in here that can pick up on some cool tap dancing moves.
I know, it's crazy.
Right?
Does Ned get to battle at all? What are we going to see? And Zendaya, I'm curious about MJ too, because
Do you guys want some water?
Yeah, I think that Ned has his own character arc is pretty full circle too, in that I feel like in the beginning he wanted to be the guy in the chair, but really he wanted to be part of the action, even though he and MJ may not necessarily have superpowers, but they definitely want to be a part of it. And I think in this one we absolutely have I would say like our actually sort of our own kind of like control in the fight, in that like we absolutely have an impact on it this time, which is pretty exciting for Ned. I think he's pretty hype. Yeah.
I used to love coming to visit them on second unit and just see them just running around, just constantly running.
and where you're like, welcome to my world, guys.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, enjoy it, guys.
We were having a great time.
Yeah,
I was
really
like,
fun, for sure. It was a
That's
good
why I
time.
kept coming to second unit. I was like, I want to run around with these guys.
Did the two of you have any battle scars?
I mean, practically, yeah. but
Or emotionally?
everything, for sure.
Your leg from the second movie.
yeah, that was the second movie. That
Bust
wasn't
your
this
leg.
movie.
Yeah.
That was
But-
crazy.
Yeah, we were running away from a water monster, as you do.
It's honestly a miracle you
In
didn't break your
Venice.
leg.
Yeah,
But
like,
in London.
Yeah, so like it didn't like. I'm glad it didn't break
No,
break in
honestly,
half.
it could have been
right,
bad.
for sure.
Yeah.
Because I was running away in the last movie. I was running away from a water monster.
And the water monster was practical.
It was actually real,
So-
splashing
and
splashing
the
some
water was everywhere, and I was running, and there was like these I guess
Oh, when I think about it.
beams or columns, for like a railing, and my foot just went right through one, and I was going this way. My foot was kind of stuck in there.
Yeah, it could have snapped.
So
yeah.
I'll forever have a little missing piece of my shin, which is great.
Ooh, did you hear it?
No. But it was
really scary.
It could have
It was,
been bad.
for sure.
It wasn't as bad as it could have been.
It was
So
not
I'm
nice
very
at
Yeah,
glad.
but it definitely was not a good experience.
No.
Hear the Spider-Man No Way Home Town Hall anytime on demand, exclusively on the SXM app. You're listening to the Spider-Man No Way Home Town Hall, exclusively on SiriusXM Stars. Here's your host, Jessica Shaw.
I'm here with Tom Holland and Zendaya and Jacob Batalon of Spider-Man No Way Home, December 17th in theaters. So obviously we are going full non-spoiler here. That said, the internet is crazy with all sorts of
Yes.
theories. Who shows up? Are there 6 villains? Was Sinister 6, not 5? How many Spideys are going to come back, etc., etc. What is the theory? I don't know if you guys read theories, but was there a specific theory that made you laugh the most?
I was saying in another interview, some are so right, they're wrong, and some are so wrong, they're right.
Don't say anything here you've said in another interview.
And,
We
and
want all
that's
fresh
really
answers.
all we can say.
Yeah.
Because honestly, with a movie like this, there really is, you can't, once the multiverse is opened,
Yeah, anything
all
is possible.
theories are
Endless,
really
right.
possible. So
Right.
it's not like anything you read is like that ridiculous. It's like,
Right.
well, it could
Yeah.
totally could happen.
For sure.
So I don't know. I haven't read anything that I was like, now that's just
Unbelievable.
crazy.
Right.
We're in
yeah.
a Spider-Man movie.
Yeah, anything can happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No
I
one
was trying to
posted
think of
like
one.
a live action Spider-Ham coming into this movie, and you were like,
He does come in,
Who
though.
knows?
He's in
Yeah.
the
there
movie.
you go.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert. Come
Right?
on.
Yeah.
The Spider-Ham guy's in
That's the other
movie.
Spider-Man who
supposed
shows
to
up.
mention
Spider-Man.
that.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Sony's gonna like you spoil everything,
Did I
Tom.
just
This is what they
ruin
talk
something?
about.
We just talked about this.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry, guys.
You're doing so well.
I will say, I think I'm having an allergic reaction to something.
What?
Why? What's
I'm
going
just
on?
really itchy. It's all good. I'm not. Nothing bad's happened. I just want everyone to know.
As long as it's not your throat.
I know,
reason
like
why
you
I'm
see
like,
your
you
throat
know what I
closing
mean?
up like in
Is
the middle of an
that
interview.
He's like,
I'm like,
Yeah,
my
let's-
whole body feels like I'm on fire.
Really?
which is great. I'm really enjoying
Oh,
it.
amazing.
Yeah.
That's
Do you
great.
want a Benadryl?
No, I'm okay, thank
Okay.
you.
Okay.
Just
Right.
thought I'd throw that out there. If
Let
everyone's
us
like, why
know.
is he constantly itching
his
himself?
legs.
Yeah.
Let us know if you need the EpiPen. I have one in my bag.
Fantastic, I will.
Right.
Ooh.
Maybe it's like from going
That's
cold
hype.
to warm, because sometimes that can make
Like a
you
chill blade kind of thing. I'll be fine. I'll be fine.
All right.
Good.
Well, let us know.
We'll monitor that. Yeah.
Speaking of the medical establishment and medical issues, Marissa Tomei said in an interview recently that she told her therapist how the film ends because she had to tell someone. So I was curious if the three of you told anyone in the medical establishment.
My cousin is a doctor, and she knows. But I didn't tell her because she's a doctor.
That's
Yeah.
so funny.
I haven't told anyone in the medical field.
Or just in general. Was there anyone that you were like, oh, I just need to get this out, and this is the one person that I can totally trust, so I'm going to tell them?
Well, the one thing I will say that my girl does know because she was actually at work one day.
Right, she was there.
She actually did come to work one day, so she knew just by accident.
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to be honest. I've told loads of people. I have told so many people what happens in this movie.
That's terrible.
I just like seeing their face. I won't get to see their face in the cinema, so selfishly, I'm
this is
just
what I'm
ruining
saying.
it.
Yeah, right. This is
This is
right.
Love it.
This is why Sony is sending
great
allergens
power.
to you because
Right.
they're like,
No
"Stop
responsibility."
talking to us."
Totally.
no responsibility.
Absolutely none. I would
I've
say.
told people in pubs.
Just random people on
Just
the
can I have a beer?
street.
Do you want to know how Spider-Man ends?
You want to see some pictures?
Yeah.
Yeah. No. I mean, like my mom.
There's a mom clause.
Yeah. You got to be able to.
Yeah, right.
Okay,
For
good.
sure.
Okay,
For sure.
that's good. That's good. I wanted to ask you guys because the three of you, I love seeing you together. I love getting
Thank
to
you.
talk to all three of you. The chemistry between the three of you and all three of the films is so special, and I love it. I love the friendship. I love all of it. I love how the different pairings work together. And I was wondering if you remember the first time way back when years ago that the three of you kind of sat down together, and did you feel like the chemistry was there from the beginning?
We were
Yeah,
talking.
for sure.
Yeah.
I feel like we absolutely all really loved each other immediately. We spent time bonding.
It was
on
the
that first
picnic,
movie.
wasn't it?
Yeah, the picnic thing.
Yeah.
It really got us.
We were saying
together.
that John sent us to the aquarium, and then halfway through our trip, we were all like, "We don't like the aquarium. This is mean." And
This
then we
is
left.
tough. Yeah, we saw these really beautiful whales, and
Yeah,
they're
we were
stuck
like,
in
we
a
shouldn't be
building.
here. Yeah,
and
wrong.
Yeah, because they had us living across the street from the aquarium, and I just remember looking out my window and being like, "It's hot. It's Atlanta. It's
Right,
hot. It's
right.
the summertime." And I'm like, "There's a whale in there,
Yeah.
several whales."
Right, yeah, not
in
just
that
one.
building.
Yeah,
I remember
a
the lady
bunch.
was like, "It's okay because we saved these whales from fishermen in Thailand," and then Jacob was like, "Wouldn't saving them be putting them back in the ocean?"
Maybe not taking them
somewhere
somewhere.
else.
Yeah,
Not
And
putting
did
them
they
on
kick
an
you out of the
airplane?
aquarium at that point?
Well,
we
no,
just,
we
we
just
left, didn't we? And then we went and had a picnic.
Picnic,
which
yeah.
was
in
amazing.
the park, which was
Yeah.
really
Do
nice.
you remember that we didn't know what to buy for the
Yeah.
picnic? And
Yeah.
it felt like a very adult thing, like cheese
Right,
and
right.
crackers and olives, and we were like, I don't know, what do you guys want to
Potato
get?
chips?
Yeah,
Like,
well,
some
you want to get some
chips?
Lunchables?
Lunchable. Cut to 3 movies later. What is on your Wednesday movie club? What was the snack of choice?
Oh, we're still
I
pizza
like
and
Sour
stuff.
Patch Kids.
Yeah, chocolate.
I like sitting there and just burning my mouth off after 30 Sour Patch Kids, you know?
Yeah.
Do you remember your last day on set when they wrapped all of you?
Yes.
And
Yeah.
I was wondering if you could just tell us what that was like, because I have to imagine it was pretty emotional.
Yeah.
Cheers.
for sure. Crying a
wreck.
lot. A
Yeah,
lot
we
of
were
crying.
all erect.
Yeah.
For several days.
Yeah.
It was 2 last days. Is what
Yeah,
it felt
2 last
like.
days.
Yeah,
for
it was like
sure.
a double last day.
And
Yeah.
it was just.
And it just was,
Emotional.
I remember doing this one stunt was my last shot. What, right?
It was,
The
yeah.
one- and I was basically reaching out like this. I think everyone can figure out what stunt we're talking about. And I remember John being like, right, we got it. And I was looking at George, our coordinator, and was like, no, don't tell him I need to do it again. Because when we're doing stunts, normally I'm the person okay, guys, you've got it. Let's move on to the next one. Now I was like, please don't take me out the wires. I want to keep doing this, keep doing this,
Yeah.
keep doing this. And George was like, I can only get him to do it so many times. And then eventually John was like, right, brilliant, everyone, that's a wrap. And Dave Vengus took the mic and made an announcement.
Right.
And I was a mess.
Yeah.
It was a.
Yeah.
It was very, very emotional.
It was really, really, so much emotion.
We even got John, our director, to cry, which I've
Yeah.
never really
I've never
seen
seen
him
him
cry.
cry ever.
Really?
Yeah.
How'd you do that?
we were just all
We're
crying.
just incredible actors.
Yeah, we make him emote because we emote so
Really
well.
a movie
Yeah.
performances.
so good.
Did you all show up for each other's last days?
Well, it was
we were
our
all
together.
together.
we were all shocked.
yeah.
They did it. They designed it so that our last day was together.
So in a way, that's kind of torturous.
Yeah.
It's mean.
But yeah, it was an amazing day.
Yeah.
Probably one of the highlights of my career. You know, I think it's, albeit a great memory, I think it's also a fantastic scene. I mean, in the movie, it plays out really well. It's such a monumental moment in our franchise.
Right.
And it was Jacob that got me though. Like as soon as Jacob started crying, I was like, "Bro, you can't cry, man." He said, "I'm gonna cry."
Then we start breaking character.
Yeah, and then they're still rolling.
I love you, man. Like,
We better still be friends.
I want to see the like director's cut of that scene that's like 12 minutes long.
I know, just us crying our eyes out.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
I was curious about, I mean, you mentioned earlier, obviously this is filmed during COVID. How was that? Did you were you all sort of coming out of hibernation at this point? Or Tom, you came right from Uncharted, right?
Yeah.
And so how was it making that transition?
I mean, coming from Uncharted was a little unfortunate in the sense that I had just come off of a movie that required like 100% of my attention, working Monday to Saturday, stunts on 2 different units. It was the hardest movie I've ever made physically. And, you know, to get to day 80 of Uncharted, to then fly to Atlanta to go right onto day 1 of Spider-Man was quite tough. But, you know, we were just lucky at the time to be working. You know, the majority of the world was at home not being able to do what they love. So we were just all very, you know, counting our lucky stars. And, you know, we all took it very seriously. I did 2 movies back to back, and we didn't shut down once, which is a testament to our crew. The levels of professionalism were unparalleled, and you know, it took some adjusting. Film sets are very tactile places. Everyone's very close, and it took a minute to try and figure out. We had a light system, didn't we? Like certain crew members were a certain colour. It was like
Right.
yellow and blue.
Yeah,
Something like
And if it was blue, we could go on set. If it was yellow, like we had to come off set and other crew would go on. So it took a while to figure it out, but we
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
And yeah, I guess it makes some things are different because, you know, in the last film we were able to travel and go to different locations and shoot on location, which I guess was a big difference here. But I think the coolest part about that is that you become like a 7-year-old because you have no idea where you are or where you're going to be, and you have to just use your imagination, and everything is just like, I mean, it's literally like playing with my my 2 best friends when I was like a kid, and you're just like, okay, they're gonna come from here, and then you're gonna you know what I mean? And you're like, okay, you know, and you're just down for it. So that was fun. So you can't really complain, and we felt very safe.
Yeah, for sure.
That's nice. Zendaya, I wanted at the end of Far From Home, MJ says something like she's swinging with Peter, and she's like, "Well, I'm never doing this again," and she does.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert, she does in No Way Home. Tell me about how is harness work? How is is there like a wind machine blowing on you guys? Like how is
that as a stunt is one of the most lame looking off camera stunts.
Yeah.
It's funny to watch. I think it's pretty funny to watch.
It's entertaining,
Yeah,
for sure. I mean, we've explained it before, but it's basically just us few inches off the ground, and John is like going like this with the camera and thus swinging us as well.
Yeah.
And that's really all it is. Or sometimes we're just on the ground. And I'm just going like this.
Yeah, we just kind of squat with each other.
Yeah.
And we
And
just
then
kind of move around like
violently.
this. And the camera is attached to either my chest or my back. The back is the worst one because when you come to rest, the camera's so heavy, you have to kind of like lean forwards. At least when it's on your front, you can kind of just lean back and counterbalance. But for some reason on your back, it's much more uncomfortable. But it looks great in the film. You'd
It looks
never
great.
know.
You'd have no idea. We definitely should post a video of how that is.
One
How
day,
lame it
when
was.
the movie's out, we will show
Yeah.
the world how
I also
incredibly
had to
unimpressive it is in real
had to
life.
do things like well, I think what's fun about the swinging is John wanted to do it in a way that's most like realistic to how you would swing if you had Spider-Man in your life. So we were trying to figure like how would some, you know, because there's always so like graceful, and it's like,
Sure.
like sweeping her
You'd
away.
like break your back.
Yeah, you'd literally, if he was like grabbing you, you'd just like, you know, you'd snap. So we just figured out that like
You're
the
really
1,
like-
2, 3 kind of koala
Yeah, like a
thing
backpack.
feels the most realistic.
Do you remember that one stunt we did where it's basically like Peter and MJ swinging into my bedroom, and like we were like attached to each other, like you were sitting on my front like this,
And then I had to spin around.
and I had the full mask on, and then they basically would just like drop us into this wall, but I couldn't see I couldn't see the wall until right at the last minute because I've got the mask like this, so I can't see down. I've then got Zendaya's head like this, so I'm like, oh shit, this is gonna be. Oh.
Listen, SiriusXM, you
Shoot.
can do it. You can.
Oh, you can swear on
Yeah,
SiriusXM.
do it. Do it.
Yeah, that was still on Good Morning America.
I know, exactly. I know that changes everything. We
Sorry.
can start everything over
But yeah,
again.
I just remember doing that stunt, and it was really difficult because I obviously wanted to
All
make
my
sure
trust
that
was
you
in
were
your
safe,
hands.
Yeah.
and I didn't want to like get it wrong and miss the wall, and you just clatter into the wall.
No.
But I'm proud to say that you didn't do it.
Could've
Not
happened.
once.
Would have happened.
And we've all swung together.
We did all
We've
swing
all-
together, yeah.
That's
That was interesting.
A time.
yeah.
That was a good time. for
Any
sure.
injuries on that one? Any slamming into walls on that one?
No
dudes?
injuries.
No.
Not really, no. It was actually just a fun little ride.
Yeah. I farted.
No one got, did you?
Yeah, I farted on you, unfortunately. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's tough. The suit's tight. The harness squeezes it
It
out.
squeezes your
you know,
intestines.
Yeah.
Did you fess up or did one of them rat you out?
No,
It
I
was very
fessed
obvious.
up. Immediately was like, oh,
I felt the rattle.
sorry
Oh.
about that.
Whoa.
That's my bad.
That's nice. I mean, at least on the third one, because I feel like if it had been your first week working together on Homecoming, that would have been super awkward.
No,
I don't think so.
That would have been funny.
I think it would have been a
Yeah, it
really
would've been
good talking point.
That would have been a good
and
joke.
we would have spoken about it in the press then. So we're talking about it in the press now.
Okay. Well, wonderful. Zendaya, I wanted to ask, and actually, and Tom, I wanted to ask you guys because in the first, in Far From Home, when MJ and Peter kiss, and Zendaya, you're taller than Tom, and it became this thing, and I thought,
Not that much taller. Let's just put this out there. Maybe like an inch or two at this.
okay.
It's not like people say like how did you guys kiss? It must have been
That's
so
not-
difficult.
That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, I'm always fascinated by, because it's such a misogynistic thing that, like, oh my God,
Yeah.
the woman, and it is so problematic. And I'm always interested by a moment where people are like, oh, and it's often something that comes from pop culture where people are like, oh, this is something that is problematic, that we have this assumption.
Yeah.
And why do we have this assumption? And it was, I don't know, I was wondering if that was something that you guys heard about, or just kind of like, thank you, because this is so screwed up.
this is
No,
yeah,
true.
it's
That's very
this is
true.
normal too.
Yeah, it's a
absolutely.
stupid assumption that
My mom is taller than my dad.
like it
it's
My
doesn't.
mom's taller than everyone.
Right. It's like not a weird thing for women to be tall. Like,
No,
that's-
it's not at
Like,
all. It does. It's ridiculous.
Yes.
Yeah, and I remember when we were doing the Spider-Man screen tests. I mean, you'd have to ask John what's this question, but every girl that we tested for both roles was taller than me. And I wonder whether that was a decision that John had made. There was no one that tested that was shorter than I was. To be fair, I am quite short, but
Same. But me too.
but yeah. So maybe that was a decision John Watts made and something he was aware of and wanted to break the stereotype.
Right.
Yeah, I think it's
I think it's great.
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
It's a nice sweet moment between them.
It is very sweet. Yeah.
You know, and I hate the like or like often like having to cheat it and pretend like why not
Put me
just
on an
let
Apple
it
box.
be what it is.
Right. It's so ridiculous and it's
Yeah.
so offensive. And you think about, well, seriously, I mean, you think about there's, like, we have people watching today who are super young when we saw them, and I just feel like it's important. It's like
Yeah.
all of
Yeah.
those tiny things
yourself,
are
for
important.
Yes,
Be who
I
you
would
are.
agree. I would
Don't let
agree.
society tell you what you can't be.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Yes, I'm
Thank you for bringing that up. I
you
like
are
that.
welcome.
That is such a better take than I thought where you were going, honestly.
Really? Yeah. That's
Where did you think
awesome.
I was going?
That you were gonna just like tease them about being.
Nope. Nope.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
taller than my partner. I'd say get
And
it.
I love that.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Absolutely.
And it just sucks that it has to be a conversation. Like
Yeah.
it can't just be normal. That's so.
Right.
That sucks.
Yeah,
It's
but you know what? In 2 years,
I honestly never thought of it as a thing
Right, exactly.
because my parents were always that way, so I didn't know that people cared
Right.
until
Right.
life, you know. But before that, I have no
No.
construct of it.
Stay tuned. We'll be back with Spider-Man No Way Home stars Tom Holland, Zendaya, and Jacob Batalon after the break. You're listening to the Spider-Man No Way Home Town Hall. exclusively on SiriusXM Stars. Here's your host, Jessica Shaw.
I'm here with Tom Holland and Zendaya and Jacob Batalon of Spider-Man. December 17th, Spider-Man No Way Home. It's I've seen the first 40 minutes. It's incredible. I can't wait to see the rest of it. I was curious for the three of you, what was it like the first time you sat down and saw it, or have you?
Yeah, pretty amazing.
It was incredibly overwhelming.
Yeah.
Like when you first episode was amazing, but when you pour your heart and soul into something, and you know you're very separate from the post process, like the editing and the CGI is something that happens without your input. It takes a while for your body, for your brain to adjust, because you know when you make a film that's entirely on a blue screen, you imagine it differently.
Sure.
So that first time you watch it, you basically have to allow your brain to accept that it's not what it is in your head, and then the second time you watch it is when you can enjoy it as an audience member. So the first time it's really tough to take it all in,
Yeah.
and then the second time you're like, wow, I really love this movie, I can enjoy it for what it is, you know.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I just had deja vu about this moment. Sorry.
Oh, well, I guess that's a good thing, right?
Yeah.
That's what they
What
say.
is deja vu? Like what?
Who knows?
Yeah, sorry.
It's a
We'll
real
continue.
thing. It's a real,
Oh,
like,
man, I get
neurological
deja vu
thing.
all
Yeah.
the time.
Yeah,
But
I feel
why?
like I dreamed it before, usually is how I feel. Like I was
Right.
in my dream.
that's probably
Yeah.
what it was. But yeah, continue. Sorry.
But yeah.
No, just tell
bad,
me.
yeah.
I'm fine, thank you, I have one, thank you.
Yeah, I mean, to echo what you said, and I also think that, like, there's so much we can't say about it.
Sure.
Right.
But it is just, I mean, it's so much to take in. And there's so many things that are so special to so many people, and to ourselves. And because it's been such an incredible journey. So we're not only watching it for the emotional experience that it is as a Spider-Man movie, but also for the emotional experience that it is for us.
Yeah. Right.
And that's like double the emotion, you know?
Right.
So it's like, it's like, yeah.
It's definitely emotional.
Yeah.
Wow.
Who
Yeah.
cried the most, Jacob?
Jacob.
I mean, me, like for sure. I was
Right, that
like,
was a statement. It was who cried the most? Question. Jacob. Period.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, absolutely me. I was just like, wow, we're not gonna do another one, but maybe, but probably not.
It's like the meme, the girl, she's like,
That was perfect for radio. That was great.
yeah. Sorry, I think it's called the kombucha girl.
Yeah, just yes, it is kombucha girl.
Yeah.
Yes, just imagine her.
Just imagine that. Go Google that. Look at that when you're not in your car.
What is your gut feeling about if there will be more?
I honestly have no clue.
Yeah, anything could happen. I guess.
That's an interesting question. A tough one to answer. I think because we just don't know. We don't know. I think this film is a beautiful, like, end to the arc of our characters. So
Storybook ending.
for us to pick it back up again, it would have to be an incredible story, something we haven't done before, tonally something that's very different. We don't want to make these movies for the sake of making these movies. We also want the fans to want us to come back to bring these characters to life. But then also, we don't want to be responsible for stopping someone else from having the opportunity to play these amazing characters. We've
Right.
had so much fun. We're now all 25. We're starting the next chapter of our lives. You know, I'd love to see a Spider-Man world that's more diverse, you know, that's more interesting, that's different, something new. You know, if you look at the past three, you know, renditions of Spider-Man, we're all the same.
Accurate.
So, like, I'm very lucky to be here, but I'd like to see a future of something different.
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. Was there anything that you thinking that maybe this is the last time, at least in this home pun? You know,
the Homecoming trilogy is
Right.
coming to an end.
Yes. Was there anything you took home from the set that you said, I'm keeping this?
My memories.
The memories.
I kept my costume.
That's very Sierra Club of you.
Yeah,
You kept your costume? Yeah, I kept some costume
Fake
stuff
blood
too.
on it and everything.
Did you? And
Yeah.
where do you keep it?
Storage.
Yeah.
Yeah, keep preserved.
Yeah, I keep my.
People don't touch it.
I wore this Letterman jacket, and I definitely
Yeah,
use
it's
it all
so
the time.
cool.
Oh,
Yeah, it's so cool.
Did you get to keep a Spidey costume?
We're in the process of figuring that out. They are.
just take it.
Do you know what? On the last day, I was like, I'm leaving in
Just
this.
leave
and
it.
if you
They
want
can't
it, you
take
have
it
to come
off
and take it off
Right.
me.
Yeah.
And they took it off me.
they immediately.
several.
There's more than several.
Yeah,
There's
there's
at
tons.
least like
Take it.
60 of those things,
Right.
but they are incredibly expensive. They are valuable
it.
assets.
Take it.
I will take them one
Take
day.
it.
I like the idea of taking them. We have a beautiful local cinema called the Olympic. Thanks, Harry. And it's one of our
Do the
favourite places to go
glass.
as a family. And I would love to get the suits and kind of donate them there so that they can put them up as like a little
That's cool.
museum.
Yeah.
It's a small little local theatre and it has a wonderful little restaurant, and I think it would be a really cool feature for them. So yeah, I'd like to do that. So if you're listening, Sony,
But also,
give me my Spider-Man suits. No, but I'll like lend them to them and be like, you guys
Yeah.
can have them here.
That'd be cool.
They're
That's
still
really cool.
mine.
but just leave with them. Just take it.
Yeah, but yeah,
I'll do it for you.
please.
Are you
No
guys,
shame.
Yeah. Are you guys having fun doing going to the premieres and the press, knowing this is the last time that you'll be together? And part 2 of this question is, do Tom and Jacob, are you like, whatever, no one's looking at us because Zendaya
I
is
know,
like a
it's so
fashion
Yeah, honestly,
goddess
it's just like
extraordinaire.
it's actually pretty. It's kind of nice, actually. I
Yeah,
feel
it
like
means we don't have to stress.
yeah, like I don't have to look as good, and I think
Yeah.
that's kind of important to me.
Yeah.
And Zendaya, are you like pressures on because you have been like ordained as the like fashion
Queen of fashion.
No, you guys
goddess of all
have really
time?
stepped it up. You guys look amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah, very handsome.
Thank you.
Thanks.
But to your first point of the question, we don't know if this is the last time. It just feels like the end of an era.
Yes. Right.
And there might be a new era around the corner.
Yes.
Does that include us? We hope so,
Yeah,
but
for
maybe
sure.
not.
Right.
And we are all very proud of what we've achieved, and if it's time to step down, we'll do so proudly. For
sure.
But yeah, going back to you always looking incredible.
Yeah, it just
It's really tough.
yeah, like I think that I like the attention, but then I see the attention in Zendaya, I guess, and I'm like, I'm actually thankful.
Yeah,
like, I'm actually
right.
thankful.
That's nice.
yeah,
Oh, thanks, guys.
yeah,
But you,
deserve it.
we could go on and on.
Absolutely.
That's so nice. Well, I want to go to some audience questions. Whoops.
Fantastic.
Because we have some great ones. Let's start with Corey in Lexington.
Corey.
In New York, Lexington.
Lexington, Kentucky.
Oh, Kentucky.
Not Lexington
Hello.
Avenue.
My bad. Not
and
He's not at Bloomingdale's.
yeah.
Hey guys.
Not by Grand Central.
Hello.
What up,
Hey
Corey?
man.
Hey, you guys look fantastic.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate
So,
that.
my question is, if you could have your all's characters cross over into any other superhero movie or TV show, what would you have them cross over into?
I would love to cross over into The Boys.
The boy
And
seems
just see
crazy.
Spider-Man like kill a bunch of people.
Yeah,
Just
that'd be
suddenly he
intense.
just becomes really bad. And
Yeah.
I would like to be in The Boys. I love that show.
There would be some anxiety,
answer.
I feel like. In
Oh
those.
yeah, it'd be a very stressful experience for Spider-Man.
That'd
Yes.
be fun.
I just want to see Spider-Man swear and like do bad things. He's always so nice.
I would like to be into the Spider-Verse
Spider-Man's cool.
because I love that. That's such a
cool
I love it. It's so well done, so beautifully made. And I saw this meme, or I don't know if it's a meme, but it's like fan art, and it was like us in their universe. But then they're like, Miles is like, Zendaya? I thought that was cool.
Wait, Miles is like Zendaya, not MJ.
MJ, but I'm like, what?
They should totally do that. It's so good.
Yeah, but I just think it's such a cool movie,
Right.
and I'm excited for the next one.
The new trailer looks amazing.
So cool. So
Looks fun.
I have
Yeah,
like
I'm a
Spider-Man
fan.
envy when I watch it. I'm like, that looks so good.
I love that you can kind of geek out about like another film kind of in your universe.
Yeah,
It's great.
absolutely.
yes, absolutely.
I'd probably do Umbrella Academy, just because shout out Benny Wong, I love him, and everyone on the crew. But yeah, I feel like Ned would be cool, like trying to have his own little superpowers or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, something like that.
I was going to say he would
you know
definitely have a
what
superpower.
I'd love
Right.
to see Spider-Man in Misfits.
Oh, that's vibes.
Because Misfits, they have superpowers.
Also, can I
right?
just
I love
say,
that show.
because you mentioned the boys, I love you, Chase Crawford. Shout out Gossip Girl, XOXO.
Really?
Yes.
I did not know that we were going to cover Gossip Girl. I
bad.
didn't anticipate that. No, I love it.
It's your thing, right?
Yeah, I'm literally like, I'm going to shout everyone out.
Are you like OG Gossip Girl or do you do the
OG Gossip
Okay,
Girl.
okay.
I haven't given the new one a chance. I'm still getting into the first one, but yeah, love it all so much. Chuck and Blair forever.
All right. Let's go to Daphne in Morristown, Tennessee.
Oh, Jacob, you really cracked me up.
Hello.
Hey.
Your name is Daphne?
It is.
I love that name.
We
That's
do
my
this
grandmother's
crap.
name.
Oh my goodness.
I love that name.
I'm going to say it's a pleasure and honor. And my question is, if you guys could each give your characters some advice, what would that be?
Be selfish for a change.
Right.
Is what I would say to Peter Parker. He's so...
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Whoa.
Daphne.
Yeah. Are you okay? Is everything okay?
Guys,
So
The
there's just
boys just happened
Should
there.
where is
Should we
Daphne?
cut to
yeah.
Daphne?
Did something happen, or are they just excited?
I hope that's excitement.
I know. I hope that's excitement as well. I just don't want to witness a crime.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is Daphne okay?
Are you
Yeah,
guys? Are
she's
you guys
okay,
okay?
guys.
Oh
She's
my
okay.
goodness.
She's
What
okay,
was
everyone.
that?
Woo.
What was that?
Yeah. Were you? What happened?
You
I
just
think it's my
got...
Wi-Fi.
Oh no, we heard people
We're
screaming.
screaming.
Yeah.
Was-
Yeah, sure, Debbie, blame it on your Wi-Fi. It's all good. We got
Right.
you. Don't
Or
worry.
excitement, I'm not going to lie.
Oh yeah, that's
Okay,
awesome.
okay.
Okay, good. As long as
We're
you're
just
okay.
checking you're
yeah,
okay,
Okay,
Daphne.
good. Awesome.
Yeah, we're just making sure everything's
Whew,
okay.
that scared me.
Wow, yeah, that really
Yeah,
stressed me
yeah.
out. I thought someone was coming in through there.
Okay, advice.
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 Yeah, I would tell Peter Parker, and this is probably not good advice, but just to be a bit more selfish. He's so selfless. He always puts everyone else first, which is an amazing quality, but he's always like sacrificing everything for other people, and I sometimes think he should just look out for himself.
I agree.
Absolutely.
Best advice for MJ. I don't know.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't know.
I feel like
she's like wiser than I
yeah,
am.
I feel
Probably.
like she definitely has it together in the movies.
Yeah.
For sure.
She's like
Yeah.
holding
pretty
it down.
stern. Absolutely.
So I don't know. I don't know if I have any advice for her. She probably has some advice for me.
What's her
saying-
advice for you?
Read more.
She does read a lot.
Yeah,
She-
for sure.
You know, stop being lazy and read the damn book.
What's your
When
favorite
you're
book?
reading the books on set, do you have like a... Where do you typically go to in the book? Are you
I
like...
don't want to
is
go
she
to like the
starting a
middle
new
because
book?
that's too ridiculous.
Right.
So it's like it's either you have to go a little bit towards the end, like they're closer to finishing it, or just
Go
start
to
at
the
it.
beginning, right.
You know, you don't want to be like starting right in the middle. That's
Right,
just
right, right.
not realistic.
Do you get
is
to
it?
choose the books that MJ's reading? Zendaya?
Actually, John chooses all the books. Even the books
he's
that are in the
great.
background of shots or in a stack, they're all intentional.
Yeah.
And he'll literally go on set and like, I want this one to be shown, I want this one, and he'll like do his little final touches.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool.
Do you ever start reading and you're like, oh my god, this is good. I want to like
Yeah.
get that book.
I wonder.
I wonder. Yeah, no, there's actually have been some titles that I was like, might have to take a look
Yeah.
at this. John's book club.
Yes. How about you, Jacob?
Advice to Ned. I feel like Ned is kind of like he's kind of gung ho about everything. So I'd be like, maybe calm down.
I love that about him.
Yeah.
No, never
best
calm
part.
down.
Yeah, maybe
Yes.
calm down and be careful for sure.
It's like puppy energy.
yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
it's great.
He's all like, oh yes, I'll do it. Yeah.
It's so joyous. It's like one of my favorite things about his character. Hannah in Atlanta.
In Atlanta.
A-Town.
Hello.
Hi.
Okay, so my question for you guys is, do any of you ever experience like imposter syndrome? And what advice do you have for people like your age with dealing with it?
While
Yeah.
you're thinking, I guess I would just to follow up on Hannah's question. I think it's an interesting question because
Yeah.
I think so much. I think about Far From Home when Jake's hair when Magneto. Not Magneto,
Mysterio.
Mysterio, sorry.
Okay.
When Mysterio says, I feel like he says something to Peter Parker about like, you're not like, just questioning if he's an imposter and if he's up to the task. And I think that in many ways, that's a storyline for Peter as like this kid of like, are you an imposter Avenger or are you like kind of ready for this?
Right.
So, yeah.
I'm not too sure how to answer that question.
I think we all experience it in our own ways, you know, like whether you're a superhero or whether you're just an everyday person. I think everybody has their own expectations of themselves, which I know I deal with because I'm a Virgo and I put very high expectations of myself onto myself, which can be a lot, but then there's also the projection of everyone's expectations onto you and wanting to fulfill that and feeling like maybe you aren't what you feel like you should be or people think you are or what you wish you could be, and it's something I've been thinking a lot about and trying to like undo a little bit this idea of expectations and what that really means and what are you really expecting, and what would make you happy if you got all that you expected? Would it even feel good to you? So I think it's something that we all deal with in our own ways, in our own regards, whether it be in our career, our personal life, whatever. But I think it's like to me, I always feel like with things like that, just be patient with yourself, because I think we always want like an overnight solution of like, I want to feel better about this tomorrow, and that's not how that works. Healing or figuring things out takes a lot of just talking. Like, honestly, like I've gotten so much better at talking about my feelings, which was hard for me at a point because I felt like that made me feel like weak or too emotional or anything like that. So just like be patient with yourself, take your time, talk it out with people that you trust, and I think the more you kind of vocalize your fears, the more they feel less real.
And I feel like I just want to piggyback off of that. Like, I feel like it's so weird today that young people have this like there's this like certain authenticity we all need to have. Like the expectations that you were saying, I feel like because of social media is oversaturating everything, I feel like everyone expects you to be a certain thing, but we forget that we're all human, and our humanity is what makes us sort of different. So like, I think accepting that we're all not perfect is like a big step in like imposter syndrome, because like you can't be what everyone expects you to be. You can only be yourself, and you're like your own special way and all those things. So yeah, for sure, all those things.
And I think holding space for yourself in reality,
exactly,
like not just on the internet, but like allow yourself to have a moment. If something doesn't feel right to you, take a break.
I mean, I think during this past almost 2 years now, I think it was a nice opportunity, I don't know, at least for me, and I think just to kind of be able to recalibrate and be like, okay, what's important to me? I don't know, did you guys kind of have that? Well, I guess you all were working so much, you weren't like sitting home alone like binging Real Housewives like some of us.
Oh, I was. No.
I was definitely binging.
What happened?
For sure.
All right, let's go to Holly in DC.
Hello.
Hey, everybody.
Hi.
Thanks for inviting me here. This is great. I just wanted to ask, if you could step into the role of any villain from this trilogy, who would you choose and why?
If I could step into the role of any villain in this trilogy, who would it be and why?
Dang, there's some good villains.
Yeah, they're all pretty classic.
I've always wanted to play like a villain.
Yeah,
playing a villain.
Choose any villain. It doesn't even have to be from this one.
I'm just trying to think who I would love to play.
Yeah.
I think playing Sandman would be the easiest because you don't have to be there. You just have to do the voice. So I'm gonna go with Sandman for some light work.
Yeah, I would be Willem Dafoe.
Willem Dafoe.
From our
Sure.
movies, our films. Oh man.
I'll expand it and let you choose any villain.
Okay. Ever?
Sure.
Of all the villains?
Yes.
What a wide cast.
I know.
Oh my gosh.
Trying to think who you would be good as, villain-wise.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah, we gotta come back to this.
Tom and Jacob.
Poison
Who do
Ivy
you
would
guys
be
think
kinda cool.
Zendaya
I've
would be
like
good at?
opened up the whole thing. Now I gotta really think about this. We'll come back. I'll think about it.
I think
You have to be someone who's like really intellectual, like a Joker type, or like a.
Yeah, I don't know.
I like villains that have like their own arc that kind of makes them complicated because you're like, I kind of agree with them, which is why I liked Michael Keaton's character
for
sure.
so much.
I was gonna say, don't say Thanos.
Yeah.
Don't say Thanos.
No.
Talk about killing half the world.
No, Michael Keaton's character, because I thought that he was like, yeah, he's a villain, but like, he's got a point.
Right.
You know what I
Right,
mean?
exactly.
He's trying to do the best he can with what he's got,
For sure.
So I was like, I don't know, someone like that.
Yeah, no, I think so.
The best villains are heroes in their own minds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. A superhero movie's only as good as its villain.
I agree.
And if you don't believe the villain's reasons for doing things, then the film is kind of nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have like tons of villains, just saying. So,
Yeah,
like,
we have
bunch of
loads of
different
villains,
reasons.
and they all
So-
have great reasons for being
very
bad.
cool.
Yeah.
Let's go to Ukasha in the Bronx, New York City.
Shout out.
Hi guys, it's an honor.
Hello.
Hey man.
So we have already seen Peter Parker in a version of Miles Morales, but which live-action version of Spider-Man do you want to see other than Miles?
I would like to see Silk. I think is a really cool character. Very interesting and unlike anything that has kind of been done in the superhero kind of genre before. I think the Clone Saga is really cool, where there's like 6 different versions of Peter Parker, which is really interesting. That would be a very fun thing to do.
That would be cool, because I remember in the Mysterio fight, there's like
there was all
several,
the other Spider-Mans.
and
that was
that's
sick.
freaky.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
And I think, what else would I like to see? Obviously, Miles would be amazing to see on the big screen. The Spider-Woman movie would be cool. I think Jackpot would be great. Jackpot is a story of like a young single mum who is also a superhero, and it's just a really interesting dynamic to see, like a mum taking her kid to school and then like running down an alleyway and putting her suit on and doing superhero stuff. Because the idea is about the comic is that being a mum is like being a superhero.
All single moms are superheroes.
Right, it's the hardest job in the world, and it's the only job you don't get paid for. You know, so
Shout out to the moms.
Shout out to mums everywhere, and that's why I've been banging on to Sony to make a Jackpot movie for years.
I can't think of a better way to end this town hall than shout out to the moms. So,
Shout out to all the moms.
Shout out to the
Shout out to the
moms.
moms.
Shout out to my mum. I love my mum.
Yes.
Peace up, moms.
Moms are the best. Thank you.
Shout out Claire.
That's right. Thank you guys
Thank you.
so much. Tom Holland, Zendaya, and Jacob Batalon.
Thank
Spider-Man No Way Home, December 17th. It's incredible. Thank you so much for joining
you.
me.
It's a pleasure. Thank you for having us. That was very fun.
That was awesome.
Thanks, guys.
Hear the Spider-Man No Way Home Town Hall anytime on demand, exclusively on the SXM app.